over to Madam Sasha.
Thank you. So before we jump in, I always do a mic check. Because I like my hands free because I like them to move. So Chris, does this, I need both? Oh, okay, so then I can't use my clicker. Okay, well that's okay. This is what, repeat after me. Whenever it looks like there's a problem, everyone stand up. Everyone stand up. I always say, don't be me. Don't be that person in the conference that is asleep. So don't be me. All right, repeat after me. Whenever I think there's a problem, the only thing that's happening is I have an opportunity to pivot.
To pivot.
To pivot.
To pivot.
Let's say that again.
To pivot.
But before we say it, let's say it with conviction. I know when you first said it because I told you to say it. Yes. But I say it from a place that you truly believe it. And if you don't believe it yet, hold off for a minute. I promise you, before I'm finished, you will believe it. So let's do it again. Whenever I think there's a problem, it's only an opportunity.
It's only an opportunity
To pivot.
to pivot.
Awesome. You can take a seat. Give me a hand clap. We're going to have fun today. My presentations, am I causing this? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sit this down. Come over here. Okay. Does this follow me? Because I'm a mover. Okay. I'm going to set some of the expectations today, but I want to just give you a really quick background. I only have about 30 minutes, even though Coach said I have 40. I want to take this opportunity to welcome everyone. First it's so important when you travel and you receive an invitation that you honor the person that invited you. And I want to take this opportunity to honor and to just share from the bottom of my heart how much I appreciate Coach Rambabu. You see, you have the pleasure of having him here every day. His family, his friends, his colleagues. But this coach over here is the same person for 3 years that will call and send me a message to say, how is your father doing? My family, we are praying for your father. And you may say, well, that was nice. It's more than nice, because 3 years ago, my father could not walk, and today he walks. So thank you, sir. I want to honor the people in the house, all of the Share Every members, the organizers, the volunteers. I just really want to thank you and say I appreciate you. You welcome me with open arms. I feel like I'm a family member already. So give yourself a hand clap. What you are doing is amazing. Amazing. Don't minimize what you're doing. What often happens is when you have a conference, there's two things we look at. The first one is we look at the number of people in the room. And the second thing we look at is the technology. And those are the two things that will cause you to do what Share Every America said is fail. Technology will be technology. I have traveled around the world and I have stood on stages where the technology was the best of the best of the best, and it still failed. Right? And I was in places where they spent millions of dollars and only a few people showed up. But only the one person in the room that needed to be in the room opened the door to the United Nations to me. So, what are the two things that we will never look at again after today? Technology and people. What you want to look at is what's happening in the room. So, I've been doing this for 25 years. I've traveled around the world. I've been to 4 different continents, and Asia is my first, India in Asia is my first Asian continent. And so that is something very special. So I am so delighted to be here. And what I want to do is, this is going to be very interactive. We have to set some ground rules. I am from New York. I'm telling you that because in New York, everything is fast, right? Coach Rambabu called me and said, Coach, I'm going to need you to slow down a little bit. I said, all right, sir. So I sent him a video, and I said, that's slow enough? He said, yeah, that's good. If I am going too fast, I just need you to raise your hand. I will not be offended. Because the worst thing that can happen is I can go back to America and you can say, I don't know what she said. And I've had that happen. So if I am going too fast, if you miss something, what are you going to do? Okay, in the back. If I am going too fast or you miss something, what are you going to do?
Raise your hand.
My students in the back, if I am going too fast or you miss something, what are you going to do? Oh, come on. I know when you're outside playing, y'all can hear people way down the road.
A small request. You please stand there and keep mic closer to you. This mic.
This one?
Mic closer to your mouth.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will keep this. See, technology. I'm used to being hands-free, right? And every time they put a mic, okay. He told me I could walk around, and Chris is telling me I can't walk around. Oh, okay, technology. All that it is an opportunity for me to do what? Pivot. I'm going to pivot onto this side. Okay. So, is this big over here? I'm going to stay right here. How's this? Is this good? Awesome. All right, we're going to talk about today. We're going to start with an icebreaker. This icebreaker is so important because I need 2 volunteers. I want my students, I want a young man and a young girl, a young woman to come. You can decide who comes. If not, I will come back there and I will bring you up here and spend some time with me. I need 2 volunteers. I'm going to get to the adults. I'm going to have an adult volunteer as well. Come on, let's go. All righty. Okay. So I just want you to know you're going to be doing the presentation with me, okay? So the first thing we're going to do, give them your name.
My name is Ashivani.
Okay, come forward. What I want you to do is I want you to project. I want you to project as if you are the keynote speaker. What is your name?
Shivani.
Say it louder.
My name is Shivani.
Say it with confidence.
My name is Shivani.
Excellent.
My name is M. Rajkumar.
Say
My
it.
name is M. Rajkumar.
Yeah, you see how he did that, right? He said it with confidence. So what I'm going to have you do today, we're going to start with an icebreaker activity. Okay? And this icebreaker is going to be very important. You're going to get a mic. Do you have mics around the room? They're going to come, great. They're going to come around to you. I have selected them, and they can pick whoever they want to answer the question. Okay? So the first question is, for the icebreaker, is what do you believe is collaboration in your life? What does collaboration look like in your life? Go ahead and pick whoever you want. So the question to the audience is, what does collaboration look like in your life? What does it mean to you? Does everyone understand the question?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what you have the pleasure of doing is deciding who you want to give the mic to. And they cannot turn you down.
Hello. Thank you. So collaboration is to come together for a common cause.
Yes. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Go. You want to keep moving around. You're going to pick a few more people. So you're going to go back into the audience and decide who your next person you're going to select. Okay. Who are you going to select? It can be anyone.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, collaboration is all about work together and get the results together, and we just move together, right?
Absolutely.
So connecting the people all over the world. Doesn't matter that where we are and where we are just coming further, right?
Excellent.
So it is working together and move together and get the results also together. Right, please.
Yes, working together and moving together. Okay, 2 more people. So where's my volunteer?
May I?
Yes.
So collaboration means, as per my knowledge, working with different mindsets for a common cause.
Yes. Awesome. Working for a common cause. 1 more person.
Hello. Yes, ma'am. Collaborator. You are not my competitor. You are my collaborator.
Oh,
So let's collaborate together
I like that. Give him.
to achieve,
Yes.
to make.
Say that again. That was so rich. Say it again.
Yes. No, that means let us consider everybody as a collaborator. So we may be in different business or we may be in different profession, but let us not consider that each and every one of us a competitor. So let us feel that we are collaborators. So let us join together and take the lead and go ahead. Keep marching. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Give him a clap again. So collaboration. Grow together. And you see, I like this. I like to see when one person volunteers and we go get into it. I love it.
Yeah, growing together. Collaboration is coming together and growing together.
Yes, give her a hand clap. Let's celebrate. It's not easy. Okay, well listen.
Commitment.
Commitment.
Cause.
Commitment. You see what's happening? You give the mic to one person, everybody's like, I want the mic too. I got a hand clap. So, collaboration, even from a conference standpoint, is coming together, growing together, encouraging one another, because when he got a hand clap, then somebody else did it, and you feel good, right? So anytime we're going to talk today, we're going to have discussions, and I want us to celebrate when someone gets up, okay? Even if someone gives an answer that's not necessarily the answer I'm looking for, you still celebrate, okay? So,
For a second.
sure. Oh, I can continue. So I'm gonna go into it and my. Okay, I'm gonna have to. This is not moving forward, so I'm gonna work off of my PowerPoint. But I want to talk about several key concepts that are important. So bear with me 1 second. What are the 2 things we're not going to worry about? What are the 2 things we're not going to worry about? Technology and people. I take that back. Okay. Because we don't want to miss what's important, and that is the information. So technology. Oh, okay. This is working now? No. Oh, yeah, it's working now. So I want to go through some key concepts leading together. So I asked a question earlier, can you just turn the pitch down some? Because I have a very high-pitched voice. Okay, a little bit more. Yeah, just a little bit more. Okay, so that's good. So collaboration, we said a number of things. It's growing together. We said collaboration is not competition, right? It is coming together, working together, encouraging one another, helping one another. So in essence, when you think about the topic today, okay, and there's an echo. If you think about the topic today, so there's a slight echo. Okay. If you think about, can you still hear me? Okay. If you think about the topic today, my topic, the overall topic is leading, is the power of we, right? And you all described what that is. But then I said I wanted to take it a little further. What does the power of we look like? It's leading together. It's coming together, right, with a shared vision, co-creating. Does anyone in here know what I mean by co-creating? You answered it earlier. Co-creating. Creating together. Collaborating to create something that is bigger than yourself. Right? So when you collaborate, you're saying to yourself that, hey, there is something in my life, there's something that needs to happen in my community, in my workplace, or even my home that's bigger than me. And so I'm going to find the right people. I'm going to find the right people who can help me bring this vision to life. By a show of hands, how many people have a dream? Everyone has a dream or had a dream. Or want a dream. So everybody in here should have a dream that seems much bigger than you. Someone told me one time, if that dream doesn't seem overwhelming, it probably isn't the right dream for you, because usually when you're dreaming, that dream should seem impossible. But when a dream seems impossible, it is possible. But if it's too easy, then you don't need to collaborate, right? But if you realize that I want to start a business, I want to start Share Every Foundation, global foundation, I don't want to just teach English, I don't just want to tutor people, but now I want to insert some leadership in here. And yes, I may be an educator myself, I'm speaking on his behalf, but I want to bring leadership in, and I want to connect with people in other countries and bring different skills. So what we then do is take our collaboration and amplify it. So collaboration is simply co-creating, is simply amplifying your skills, your gifts, your talents, and you're projecting them out there in your community, in your workplace, and in your home, so that your dreams can come to pass. I'm going to talk about 3 things throughout my presentation. Is your community, repeat after me, my community, my workplace, and my home. Those are the 3 places that we spend most of our time, and those are the 3 places where our community, we're looking for some sort of change. Let me see a show of hands of people who don't want any change in their community. Good, I was just testing you. I did that at a conference one time. I said, show me a hands of people here who really don't care about this presentation, and like 3 or 4 hands went up. But everyone in here desires a change in their community. Other people desire changes in their workplace. How many people would love to see changes in the workplace? All of us, right? Right? But then we often forsake one other area. We don't talk about our home. Change starts first in the home. Anything that you do in your community or for your community, anything that you do in the workplace or for the workplace should always be inspired by the biggest why of all, and that is what happens in your home. Whether you are a youth, wave at me, my youth, wave. Come on, wave. Yes, yes. Whether you're a youth, a young adult, any young adults in here, college students? College students in the house? Yeah, there you go. This young man right here is an awesome chef. Give him a hand. Later on, I want you to share your Instagram account with them. So, and then adulthood. Most of us are adults, right? And so we're in the workplace, and we're looking for change in our workplace. So we want to amplify those gifts and talents. We need to get a selection of gifts and talents that's going to make a difference. How do you do that? How do you define co-creation when you're trying to amplify it? It's simple. We're using big words to talk about simple concepts. Really, amplification is just saying I'm going to collect, or I'm going to network with a number of people to find out what they do. Come up here for a second. I need more volunteers. You know, she was the first to volunteer. I said, yes, so we're going to work together. Talk to me. So what's your skill? What is your greatest skill?
I am a fashion and beauty entrepreneur. I am a crochet artist. I have participated in Guinness World Record twice, and I am very enthusiastic.
Ooh! I need to get her phone number, right? Yeah. Yes. You see this? She is co-creating, because what she does, she doesn't just do it for herself. She do it for other people. Now, how do you amplify your gift so that you can find other people to help you be successful at what you do?
I'm teaching my girls to be as confident and as creative as me, so that they can manage on their own when I'm not around. Like now, my place is run by my students, they're taking care of it. and I'm teaching them to teach.
Teaching them to teach. Train the trainer.
Yes.
Excellent. Give her an applause. Thank you so much. So the way you co-create is you duplicate not only what's in you, but you surround yourself with people that have the skill that you need. So if you're good with numbers, but you're not good with technology, you amplify your gift by finding someone good with technology. And then you create. If you're good with technology, but you're not good with marketing, you do the same thing, so on and so on. What I want to do now, I want to introduce a concept called CCPG. It's a framework that will allow you to do just what I talked about. We're going to go into a breakout in a little while, but I think it's so important that you first understand, how do you get there? How do you co-create? How do you lead together? How do you share vision? And the last part, how do you have collective accountability? See, everybody was happy when I talked about sharing the vision, right? Talking about leading together, talking about creating together. But with that comes responsibility, accountability. One of the biggest reasons why sometimes our dreams do not come to pass is because we do the first two. We have a vision, right? We co-create, we get a network of people to help us, but nobody wants to be responsible, accountable. And because they're afraid of it failing. But you cannot be afraid of it failing, because failure is just another opportunity to pivot. So let's take a look at this framework. There are 4 key components of CCPG. It's the critical, the creative, the positive, and the global. The critical, the creative, the positive, and the global. So I can see and just tell you what it is, but you don't have to come out of your seat. I need my youth to stay on the mic so you can move around the room, because I want to get some people in the back. Listen here, let's take the mic into the audience. What do you think I'm talking about when I talk about, in order to co-create and amplify your gifts, you need the critical? You look like you know something.
Critical thinking, then thinking rationally, analyzing everything, and then taking a decision.
Excellent. You see, excellent. I love participation, because what you do is you're helping me through, since I can't look at my notes now, you help me, you're reading, you're doing my notes for me. Excellent answer. That was a very weak clap. Give her another strong applause. You see the smile? You see what you do? That's also co-creating. Creative. Creative. What do we mean by creative? What do we mean by creative?
Creative is nothing but creating something new which was not existed previously.
That's right. Creating something new that did not exist before. And I'm going to take it a little bit further. It's innovating, and creativity really is solving problems. See, the critical says there is a problem. The creative says, well, so what? Let's figure out a way to actually solve that problem. The United Nations has 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Are you familiar with that? Yes. So those go, yes?
Yes.
That's okay. I like participation.
When you said, whenever there's a problem, that's an opportunity to pivot. So that's creativity.
Yes.
So you pivot. This side, that side, how many degrees, front, back, so that's problem solving, creativity.
Absolutely. Clap. Give it an applause. Yes, yes.
Yes, thank you. Creativity means, let's not take the beaten road always. Let us take a new road.
Yes.
Go ahead, you will find a new way.
Yes.
Let us be innovative. Let us not be traditional.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's so important that you share that, because in school, they spend a lot of time talking about critical thinking. Most of my upbringing was critical thinking, critical thinking, critical thinking. Analysis, right? However, very little was talked about creativity and innovation. And the only time they talked about it, if I wanted to sing or dance or drawer, but they never really talked about it from a standpoint of creative intelligence. See, these here, as we go through it, these are aspects of who we are, right? Each one of us should have all of this operating within our lives, but what we'll find out is we navigate to one mostly. So someone says, well, I think I'm all of those. Yes, you should have all of that in you because that's your design and your makeup. But you will see that as you actually think about it and analyze it, you'll say, well, I really lean to this. And so as I'm going through this, I want, because it's going to help with the group activity, think about which one really resonates with you. So we know creative is innovating, the positive. What do we talk about when we talk about the positive? Yes. I want to hear from some students too, so make sure we get the mic to them. And yes.
By positive, I mean positive outlook.
Here you go.
Positive outlook.
By positive, I mean positive outlook, the way of looking at the things. Because bad things do come when we are doing good things. But ignoring bad and focusing on the good, focusing on the results.
Absolutely. Give an applause. And this, so this, yes, sir.
I think it is positive attitude.
Yes. Elaborate.
I think positive attitude, I think,
is important. Absolutely. Yeah, I want you to.
Okay. Just I will give you one example with critical thinking. I ask you one question.
Sure.
What's your father's name?
What's my father's name?
Father's name.
My father's name is Thomas.
Yes. This is no thinking. Now, what's your grandfather's name?
William.
What's your grandfather's name?
Hello.
Not critical thinking is tough.
Yes. Now, he's teaching me now, I'm learning. You see how this participation is good? I like that. I like that. So positivity is also an intelligence. When I talk about intelligence, I'm talking about you have critical intelligence, the ability to analyze a situation and see it from all angles and recognize that there is a problem. In America, we say in the space program, whenever something wrong, they say, Houston, there is a problem. Because if all the systems are not working well, and they have a team of people, all they do is sit there and analyze the data. Data analysts. And all they do, what they're responsible for doing is saying, there's a problem before the problem even happens, right? And so if that's you, keep thinking about that. That's an intelligence. Then you have creative intelligence that says, I have the propensity, and I'm using a big word, but I have the ability to think of things. Creativity is, we have to stop thinking about creativity in terms of music and entertainment. Creativity is, just as we heard today, it is new avenues and new ways of doing things that perhaps did not exist. Each one of us has an aspect of creativity in us. I know young people do. When I was younger, my mother used to tell me to do something, and I want to do it. I came up with creative ways of getting out of it, right? So very creative. It didn't help me, but I did. But creative intelligence is important. Positive intelligence is that no matter what the situation, I don't deny that there's a problem, but I say despite the problem, I'm going to be resilient. I'm going to continue to be motivated. And even when I don't want to do it, I'm going to encourage myself, and I'm going to encourage others within my network, within my co-creation environment, right? Because have you ever worked together with someone and then one person was down? It brings everyone down, right? But we can go down with a person, or what we can do is choose to tap into our positive intelligence and say, hey, I know there's a problem, but we can solve this problem together. Now, let me say this. I want to teach you something new. Our brains, and if there's any scientists in here or neuro people, I'm not an expert. I just kind of know a little bit. Creativity, and positivity within our mindset, it operates on two things. One is called your saboteur, and the other one is called your sage. And saboteur sounds like sabotage, right? Right, and sage sounds like wisdom. We used to think that when we say your brain is trying to sabotage you, that was a bad thing, but it's not. Your brain needs to have a defense mechanism to protect you from danger, right? A little child goes to touch some fire. It's like, no, right? So there's a level of fear and apprehension that's there. The problem with your saboteur is that it doesn't stay in its lane. It goes into overdrive, right? So instead of just protecting you, your saboteur begins to interfere with your ability to dream, your ability to be positive, your ability to think critically. So what your saboteur says is, the last time you tried to start a business, it failed. The last time you said you was going to be a coach, you couldn't get any clients. The last time you said you was a leader, nobody was following. That is what your saboteur does to you, right? And so you begin to believe it. And so what happens is, and then the media, the news, everything in the world, it's so hard to find good news today, right? And there's a lot of good news. Share every Global Foundation is good news, right? I was on the plane coming here, and I was not being positive because my plug for my phone wasn't working. Right now, I was like, oh no, I am going to get something free out of this. I paid to upgrade my seat and it does not work. And I was miserable. So I couldn't do anything about it. So what I did was I turned on the TV in front of me, and United Emirates Airline was showing a video of their foundation. Needless to say, an hour later, I was sitting in my chair crying because all of the good they're doing in the world, I had no idea. I had no idea because my saboteur was in overdrive trying to get me to just focus on the fact that I couldn't charge my phone. Who was I going to call anyway, right? So, but what it did for me was my sage began to kick back in. My sage says, you don't need your phone right now. It's going to be all right. But you know what? You see this foundation, they're doing work in India. You want to do work in India? You want to make a difference in the lives of young people and adults in India? They're doing work in the United States with the NBA. Now they're the official sponsor airline of the NBA. They're doing wonderful things in Kenya. And I do work in Kenya. I can say, wow, we have so much in common. This might be my co-creator, right? And I'm going to give you a little tip. Co-creator can also be your sponsor. It could be a grant. It could be a crowdfunding, right? So these are the things that can happen when you allow your sage, when you say to your saboteur and say, I know you're concerned about me. I know you're not trying to sabotage me, but you know what? I know I failed the last time. I'm probably going to fail again, but you know what? I'm going to keep going because somewhere along the way, I'm going to either meet someone, or I'm going to come up with a creative idea, and I'm going to solve that problem because I'm going to pivot. Last but not least is the global. The global is so important. How many people just love to travel? Love to travel. How many of you, when someone talks about something local, you automatically think about something international? I'm just the only one. Okay, I'm strange, right? I do. Yeah, it's creative and global. I flow in the creative and the global. Because anytime something happens in my community, I'm wondering who else is impacting around the world, right? You remember there was the best example I can give is when George Floyd happened. The world knew about it, right? It was something, Minneapolis, who goes to Minneapolis? That's the one state most people don't go to, but it impacted people around the world. And so I'm always saying, how can I, if I'm doing a STEM program, which I do in Nigeria, how can I help a young farmer who's in Ghana? And the way we did that was, I partnered with an organization called People Investing in People. They were working with some young farmers. They worked with some young farmers And the farmers decided to say, let's teach them technology. And teaching them technology, I said, well, listen, what's the sense of having technology is if you're not doing anything with it, you're not doing anything with robotics. So we partnered with a school in Nigeria, and we created an exchange program for this young man, and 5 years later, he's now there teaching other young people robotics who have. So these are the way your mind works globally. What I want to do right now, you don't have to get out of your seat, but in your circle, I want you to go ahead and think about these 4 things, right? Each person, and this should not take more than about 5 minutes, right? This is a very short breakout activity. What I want you to do is say, who at the table is going to be critical, who at the table is going to be positive, and who's going to be global. And let me read from here. Because there's a prompt for each one of you. Each one of you have a problem. One of the problems is education, right? And think about your community and have some really good examples. Education. The other one is community engagement. Community engagement. And my last one is, which I don't remember, community engagement, education, and I'm going to stop for a second because rather, not. Say it again. Can you check to see if this is?
Next slide, next slide.
Yeah, next slide. Okay. So these are just case studies for you to look at. And I brought these up because I try to bring up case studies of co-collaboration within the community. Are you familiar with any of these?
Second one.
The second one? Okay. So the first 3 are from India, co-collaboration. The third one is out of the UK, and the last one is my organization. But the reason why I showed this, I gave you my case study about this young man, but each one of these, the second one is for the meal program, right? Providing lunch in school. So these are some case studies. Take a picture of that, write it down, but I want you to look into it. And these are great examples for you to understand how people come together. It is not just always big corporations or people with a lot of money. It's individuals in the community. So as we close with this last activity, next slide, please.
Next slide.
Next slide. Just turn in your circle. What I want you to do is remember the CC, this is the breakout group. This is the last thing and we're going to close. There's 3 groups: educational access, corporate social responsibility, and community engagement. Okay? And community engagement can be your family, the workplace, and education. These are the things that affect us the most. You want to analyze the